Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we translate complex financial documents into plain English. And today we're looking at Charter Communications and a rather unusual announcement that really shakes things up. We've got a filing here from August 4th, 2025, and it's all about a significant change in how Charter and Advanced Newhouse Partnership, or a NUM, are doing business together. It's not a typical financial report where we'd find revenue or profit numbers. Instead, this is more of a strategic move announcement, and it's pretty important. This is a current report, meaning it's announcing something important that just happened. And what happened is Charter received a notice from NIM. Charter Communications, a big player in cable and broadband, is the company we're looking at. They also have a couple of subsidiaries mentioned here, CCO Holdings LLC and CCO Holdings Capital Corp. These are just part of the bigger Charter structure. Now, usually with these reports, we dive deep into financial tables, but this one is different. The core of this filing is a change in a share repurchase agreement. Think of it like this. Charter had an agreement with ANIN where ANIN would regularly buy back shares of Charter stock. It's a way for Anakin to reduce its stake or for Charter to manage its stock. This is the main section, and it tells us that ANI has decided to suspend this share repurchase agreement. They've given Charter a notice saying they want to put a pause on buying back those shares. This suspension is under a specific agreement they have. It's not a sudden thing, it's part of a process outlined in a letter agreement that's been amended and added to over the years. And the suspension takes effect right after the next time a NIV was supposed to buy back shares under this agreement. ANU is hitting the pause button on buying Charter stock. Why? The filing gives us a clue. ANIN says they intend for this suspension to last until a big deal involving Charter Communications Holdings LLC and Cox Enterprises Inc. either closes or is called off. This suggests that ANIA is waiting to see what happens with that larger transaction before committing to any more share repurchases with Charter. This all means Charter won't be getting that specific inflow of cash from NIM buying back shares for a while, at least not until this other big transaction involving Cox is sorted out. It's a signal that ANI's perhaps deal is on hold pending clarity on the Cox deal. The date of this notice is August 4th, 2025, which is also the date of the report, meaning this just happened. Charter's Class A common stock trades on the Nasdaq Global Select Market under the ticker CHTR. So this is a publicly traded company, and decisions like these can indeed impact how investors perceive its stock. This section just lists the exhibits, including the formatting for this report itself. No new financial statements or actual exhibits that give us numbers to crunch in this particular filing. And finally, the signatures. This is standard for these filings, showing that the authorized people from Charter and its subsidiaries have signed off on this report. The name Kevin D. Howard appears here, who is the Executive Vice President, Chief Accounting Officer and Controller. Now let's talk about what this actually means for Charter and for us as observers of the corporate world. This isn't a report filled with financial numbers like revenue or profit, but it tells a story about relationships between major stakeholders. The fact that ANI, a significant partner or investor, has decided to pause a standing share repurchase enterprise. This indicates that ANA wants to understand the full implications of that larger deal before continuing with their existing arrangements with Charter. It shows a level of caution and strategic thinking, waiting for clarity on a bigger picture before making smaller ongoing commitments. For Charter, it means a disruption in one of its financial channels, though not necessarily a dire one as it's tied to a known threat, rather a strategic pause likely tied to the upcoming transaction with Cox Enterprises. This indicates that ANA wants to understand the full implications of that larger deal before continuing with their existing arrangements with Charter. It shows a level of caution and strategic thinking, waiting for clarity on a bigger picture before making smaller ongoing commitments. For Charter, it means a disruption in one of its financial channels, though not. Alright, that's our breakdown of Charter's August 4th announcement. What's your take on ANIN's decision to suspend share repurchases? Does it signal uncertainty about the Cox deal or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.